Hello, YouTube. Welcome.
Oh,
We're doing something a little new today, where we're actually gonna do a tier list because guess what we did, Meshi?
we watched the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, he caught that fly ball like it was nothing. We watched all the live
Thought it was my
action,
teeth.
live action Resident Evil movies, except for Welcome to Raccoon City because that's a whole different beast in and of itself. We're just talking about the Milla Jovovich, who's the director guy who did Event Horizon. Thank you, Paul W.S. Anderson. Thank you, Meshi. So, thank you for picking
I
up the
wasn't
slack.
able to type that fast. I don't remember what his name was. I don't know it off the top of my head.
YouTube, if you don't know, I'm pouncing on Meshi because he's really nervous right now because he did a thing and it was kind of funny that he just kind of walked into a beam. And now he's really nervous. It's okay. I'm pouncing on weakness. It's okay. This experience was a thing that we did over the course of like a week, right? We just watched all of these movies and it kind of felt like a fever dream.
Yeah, it did.
Most of these films were shorter than I thought they were.
It's so fucking short.
Yeah, back when I was watching these, I've seen like the first three probably multiple times of my life. Just like I think I went to the theaters for one of them. The other ones like played on Sci-Fi. So like I saw these a lot, or the first three. The latter half of this, what do you call it? It's not a trilogy. A sextology? What do you call it, Meshi?
Gonna call it a series at this fucking point.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a funny way of like bumbling over that, but sure, we'll just go series.
The Resident Evilies.
Yeah, there we go. The Resident Evilies. Okay, so let's just go in order, I guess. We can move these around and we'll go from there. Okay, so the first Resident Evil movie, right?
Yeah.
Milla Jovovich is waking up naked
Again. No, for the first time.
for her the first time ever, and she doesn't know where she's at. Scared, naked, and alone, naked and afraid, in a house where there's pictures and stuff, and then the crackpot squad of highly trained Umbrella squad comes in to retrieve the virus and shut down the AI that's currently keeping everything locked down, right?
Yeah, well, they don't know the virus is out yet. They just think the AI or something's gone wrong with the.
Oh, so they're investigating what's actually happening.
Yeah.
But they weren't going down to retrieve the virus that was in the labs, or is that their group not responsible for that?
Yeah, they aren't responsible for that. I don't think they realize that it's. They just know that the hive for some reason is down, or because I don't think they would have taken their gas masks off if they knew the virus was airborne. I'm giving this movie a lot of credit, but
you're giving a lot. I meant more retrieving the assets within the facility.
Oh yes.
That's what I was referring to, not necessarily
that they
whatever
going after that. Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, so they're going in. I completely forgot that literally like over half the squad dies in like the first room.
Like the first 10 minutes. Well, not 10 minutes, but very
it's
close,
really fast.
Yeah.
Like the laser room I thought was later on and like closer to like her, which I mean essentially they are right on top of her from the beginning of the movie. They breach, they get to the laser hallway, and then four of them go in there and they all get mincemeat. And so you're left with Milla Jovovich, some guy who's claiming to be your husband, even though she has amnesia, and he's there. Some random guy. And then we have what's left of the Umbrella unit, which is the nerdy hacker guy, Miss Rodriguez,
from
from Fast and Furious lady. and some random guy. There's 3 of them left within like the first 10 minutes of the movie, which was I genuinely didn't remember them dying all that fast.
Yeah, I had the same memory as you, is that laser room not happening as quick as it fucking did.
Yeah, because they shut her down, and you're all going to die down here. And it's within like the first 10 minutes of the movie. Um, this movie doesn't really take place. Well, it's all like in the underground facility, but you have the one room with the chambers with the liquors inside, which is kind of like this weird, like fog infested room where you can't see the ground, and there's all these chamber things. And then you have the labs, and then you have the train, and that's kind of all this movie is, right? They go through there, and then all of a sudden they start finding zombies after Miss Rodriguez gets bit in the liquor room.
Yeah. Then they kind of
And
make their way into like not the sewer. It kind of felt like a sewer, but I
it's like
guess
a
it's more like an
yes,
air
air
shaft thing.
ducty, weird fucking whatever walls as they're running away from zombies. And then they make their way to the train after striking a deal with the AI girl. And they find the antidote. And then they essentially get out of the facility, and they get scooped up by dudes in hazmat suits. And one guy who got scratched on the arm by a liquor gets taken away, and he'll be in the next movie. And that's
I want
kind
to
of
call
all that
them the
happened.
Nemesis Project.
Well, and then you think the movie ends, right?
Yeah, you think the
And then
movie.
you think the movie ends, and then it starts up again with Milla Jovovich waking up naked again, and then slowly making her way outside of the facility to then see Raccoon City is like overran and just kind of cars are turned over and stuff's going everywhere. She grabs a shotgun and goes, Milla Jovovich. And that's where the movie ends, right?
Yeah. And then it
So
starts up again.
then it starts up again. So, okay, within the context of these movies as a whole, I'm thinking the first film that we just described very quickly, I think it goes here. What do you think, Meshi?
Hmm.
If you're ranking these based on the other
Other
Resident Evil
movies.
movies, look
Okay.
at what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I was trying to think of like, yeah, okay, so we're doing them against each other. Gotcha. Okay. Rather than like, yeah. Yeah.
As filmed
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though that's a good place for it?
That's a good place
And
for it. Yeah.
and we can move it around. If you disagree with me, I'm not going to yell at you.
I was thinking,
Okay.
well, I mean, I'm basically in the middle where I'm like, it's a B plus, but I could see it as kind of an A minus. So yeah, A is fine. It's the first movie. It's not gonna get well. I think the second movie is probably where it's then just gonna go off a cliff. But
You know, I don't know. I don't know. So we pop in on the next movie. Meshi, does she wake up naked and afraid in the second movie?
she wakes up naked and afraid in like every one of these movies. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, I'm trying to remember specifically with Apocalypse, the second movie. Um,
Because she wakes up on the stretcher again.
we just
Uh
watched that scene happen again.
yeah.
Okay, and so this is essentially okay. This is what broke my brain as a child. All right, this storyline. Okay, Resident Evil 2 and 3 take place essentially at the same within the same event happening, right? Where
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, the video games, I'm sorry, I had to preface. The video games, 2, you follow Leon and Claire. 3, you follow Jill Valentine. So as a kid, my brain broke because this is the second movie. Why is Jill involved, and this is essentially the third game because Nemesis is here. So for me, I was like 2 plus this 2 does not equal 3. Why RE3 the second movie? I didn't understand. You know, it was tough for me back then. Meshi is real tough. When did this movie come out?
2002. probably.
2004.
Ah, damn, I was 2 years off. Fuck.
You know, that was 22 years ago.
Yep. dying.
Twist the knife a little bit. Um. Okay. So help walk me through this movie, Meshi. What happened?
Basically, she wakes up naked, and then we get, the city is all in chaos, and then we get a little bit of the
Chaos.
like the of kind of what happened, where he's like, I want to open up the city again. You kind of see that scene where they open up the hive doors, and all of the zombies pour out and wipe out the team, and then they cause, Umbrella causes their own problem where it was contained and now it's not. All the zombies are out and they're biting people, and you're kind of getting flashes of it over the city, of like people being attacked, and like you meet Jill, who's in the police station, in the best role she's going to play Jill in compared to the other.
We'll get to that, Meshi. We'll get to that because
You need to learn to appreciate her now.
I liked her as Jill in this movie. They got the costume right. I mean, granted, they made her hair black instead of brown. Scumisms, I know. But RE3 was my first Resident Evil game that I played as a kid. I loved it. It holds a place in my heart. I really enjoyed it. So, and for the most part, like when I was a kid, I really liked her portrayal as Jill for the most part. Fast forward to now, okay. Passable, like you get a D plus, like it's fine. It was better than Welcome to Raccoon City and RE3 remake and Dead Island. New Jill that's a whole other can of worms that we don't have to get into here because we're talking about the Milla Jovovich verse, right?
Yeah, the Millaverse.
Yeah, the Millaverse. Okay, so essentially, the infection makes it to the borders of the city, and they're like, "Fuck, it made it here," and Jill's partner gets bit, on the the ankle or something.
Yeah, he gets bit on the ankle.
Yeah, and then Jill's partner, some camera lady, Milla Jovovich go on running away from Nemesis. Well, essentially, just everything.
Yeah.
Cerberus, which is the dogs that are infected. Nemesis is tracking them down.
Carlos is tracking them down.
Oh yeah, Carlos is a part of the Umbrella unit sent in to help gather combat data because they're not really there to like do anything other than just be cannon fodder, really. Which is essentially what happens in the game, honestly. I like Carlos for the most part. His friend who gets eaten by the dog is like the big bad guy in 3. So it's kind of funny to see him like just like, I'm a good guy, and then get eaten by dogs. Alexei
dies so horribly.
Yeah, it does. He's trying to be cool in front of Jill, like, don't worry, I'll handle this bitch, as he's punching this dog in the face, and Jill's taking the daughter of this Umbrella scientist who contacted them to rescue his daughter. So she's taking him away, and then Alexei gets eaten by dogs trying to look cool. When keeping it real goes wrong, Meshi. When keeping it real goes wrong.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
So essentially, the plot of this movie is just their group trying to smuggle this girl out of the city. Come to find out, she's got like the prototype of the T virus, because this doctor scientist dude was trying to invent something to help his daughter not end up in a wheelchair like him.
Yeah.
So she's already infected, just like Milla Jovovich, but they're not affected and turned into zombies. They just have enhanced abilities, or just, well, in the daughter's case, she can walk. She doesn't have a degenerative disease. I mean, Milla Jovovich is, can like leap buildings in a single bound like Superman now, and can overturn plastic garbage containers to block RPG shots. It's the little things.
I forgot about that.
You're welcome. All right, and then where does this movie go? They just end up running away until eventually they have one exit out of the city, which is a helipad on top of a building. and Milla Jovovich fights Nemesis.
Nemesis. Yeah.
Yeah, as the Umbrella evil assholes looking on, rubbing his nipples, with his Umbrella squad of bike helmet guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of tactical gear.
Bicycle helmets and trench coats.
And then eventually, Nemesis gets carted away again because Milla Jovovich won't kill it. No,
Yeah.
Nemesis goes all haywire, and he's like, Milla Jovovich, I'll save you, and starts killing all the Umbrella guys. I forgot about that.
Yeah. She fights a helicopter. The Nemesis shows up with a rocket launcher.
Thank you. They reenact the Code Veronica scene where Claire is running through a glass fucking window way, and a helicopter's like spraying a machine gun at her. They recreate that scene in this movie, but instead of Claire, it's Milla Jovovich. You know, whatever. But as a kid, I was like, oh, it's the thing. Yeah, I've always been this way, Meshi.
I never doubted it for a minute.
It's a thing. And then ultimately, like, she like sacrifices. No, their helicopter. The big bad guy gets stranded on the roof, and he tries to shoot himself, but he shoots too many bullets, and then he ends up getting eaten alive. They're flying away in the helicopter, and their helicopter goes out, and they crash.
Yeah, the nuke knocks it out of the sky. Basically.
Oh yeah, because Raccoon City gets knocked. The nuke knocks the helicopter out of the sky. They crash, and Alice gets carted away. No one else is found.
Yeah.
And you think the movie's gonna end.
Nope.
And then it wakes up with Alice naked in a Luke Skywalker rehab liquid bubble thing. In this weird, like, elderly, like, shower seat thing. It's very strange. And then she gets woken up. The guy, I only know him from Game of Thrones. It's very strange seeing him here. The night guy who accompanies Queen Daenerys for the first part of her journey. He's got a really endearing character. Huh?
Yeah, I always remember him as the guy that gets his skin cut off.
Skin cut off?
Remember when he gets that weird, like, scale disease and it's hardening his skin, and then he has
yeah. Okay. I thought he was being flayed alive or something and whatnot.
Basically.
Yeah, well, he's got to cut the shit. Yeah, well, that's him. He's really great in that. So it's weird seeing him being like a weird scientist guy. And then Carlos, Jill, and whatnot show up to the Umbrella headquarters and smuggle her out, essentially being like, well, we're a unit. We're taking Alice somewhere else. And Game of Thrones guy is like, let her go. Because she's got umbrella corneas, or whatever you call the fucking color part of your eyes.
Yeah, he's like, the Alice Project is activated, and then like her eyes
go umbrella
in them.
and then they're like, we can see everything she does. Rubs nipples in the movie.
Yeah, rubs nipples, doesn't come up again. Whoa.
Well, she goes underground and they can't find her. Well, okay, so Apocalypse. All right. I took the headway of where this movie should go in terms of ranking these with the other films, Meshi. I want to hear from you. Where do you think this movie ranks amongst the Resident Evil Milla Jovovich verse?
See, this one is like, this is the one I've probably seen the most throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
So it has like a special weird place in my heart because I've seen a lot of it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Swing, Meshi. Swing away, Meryl. Swing away.
I would put it an A. I would rank it with the first one.
With the other stuff coming up?
Yeah.
What the fuck else would go above this, Meshi? I guess we're gonna get it. We'll get into that. I'll put it here for now. This will be the placeholder spot. Don't spoil it, Meshi. Don't spoil it.
I
this
didn't
is the
realize we had to have an S.
yes. This is within the context of these
Oh,
movies,
oh,
Meshi. Which one
God, I keep
is
forgetting
the
that.
best one? And right
Right.
now, it's this one.
Yes, it is that one.
I thought you
Apocalypse is
would
that.
put two and two together.
No, my brain is like none of these deserve an S, but now I keep forgetting that we're doing it in the context of the Milla Kunis whatever cinematic universe.
Jovovich. It's not American. Okay, okay. I thought we were gonna have a JoJo Bizarre Adventure opening moment of you being like, "Stand Proud isn't as good as like the second opening." We're gonna redo that tier list when fucking part 7 starts.
Oh, alrighty.
We're gonna go back to it. Okay. Um. Yeah, that's where I would put it, honestly. All right, now we're gonna get to Extinction. Okay. So this movie picks up with Milla Jovovich naked and afraid.
Again.
And again. And she finds a red dress, which is, well, it's reminiscent of the first dress she has in the first movie. I really wonder if that red dress informed them to make Ada have a similar red type of dress in 4, because 4 came out after the first movie happened. Side tangent. Okay, that's fine. Milla Jovovich wakes up naked and afraid, starts making their way. Milla starts walking through the hallways of, looks like a hospital facility place.
Yeah.
And then she starts pushing like a hospital bed, and like a ceiling blade like shoots down and cuts the bed in half. She freaks out.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
she
it
walks a little
does.
forward, and then this little landmine thing shoots up into the air. It shoots bullets at a perfect 360 around it, and like fucking shoots her in the stomach. And you're like, oh, not my original character who's not in the Resident Evil fucking games. No. And then they cart her body off to a
Alice
mass
Pit.
grave of Alice's. I call them Mila's. And then it comes to find out that they're cloning Alice over and over again, trying to recreate the perfect Alice who could escape the Resident Evil scenario so she could.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're doing it. Like, shouldn't her DNA just be able to handle the T virus anyways?
Yeah, it's not very explained. They just keep shouting at everybody. It's like, we need Alice. She's the key.
She's
No,
the one. She's
but
the
no one
perfect
in the
petri
room
dish.
goes, why?
Yeah. Well, and then on top of like making them over and over again to subsequently just get killed by things that the first Alice didn't encounter or do in the first place, it doesn't really make sense as to
It would
why they're doing it.
it would almost be it would almost make more sense if they were cloning Alice's to train a unit to fight her with her
Yeah.
psychic powers. Oh damn, this bloody test Alice didn't see the landmine we hid that popped up and shot her in the stomach. Blast, she's another failure.
Another failure, because that's totally something that someone's ready for at any moment. Just walking down the hallway of the sterile environment of just like, oh, this is the hallway.
I bet the next one's not even gonna be able to dodge the nuke we set off in front of her face.
Random ceiling blade that just came down. Whatever. We don't understand what Umbrella's doing with this research. We don't understand how. Whatever. And then it pulls out, and we do this whole reveal of the world is now desert.
The T virus has evolved to eat organic material.
And so now everything's sand. And then we start following a convoy, which is led by Claire Redfield. I'm trying to think if there's any other Resident Evil characters besides Carlos. He's there. He's in the convoy. The actor who plays Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie. He's the lookout sharpshooter guy. Michael, well, we didn't even talk about Michael Epps in the second movie. Well, he's in the third movie. Michael Epps, everybody.
He causes all the problems.
Yeah. They're following the convoy. Carlos and Michael Epps go into a hotel to look for supplies or something, or some random building. and Michael Epps gets bit on the nipple by a zombie, and he hides it, and then the convoy keeps going.
Which makes no sense given the situation that they're in now.
Yeah. And then we cut to Milla Jovovich, who's riding solo by herself.
Naked again.
It's too sandy outside because of the virus to be naked.
My chafed nipples.
She's chafed, so she ends up camping outside on her motorcycle. That she subsequently has a bad dream where and then the bad dream causes her telekinetic powers to go off, and she destroys her bike. And so she goes, I need friends again because I don't have a motorcycle because I blew it up in my sleep. And then she finds her friends, Carlos and the gang. Jill's not there, right? Yeah, Jill's not.
No, Jill's not. No.
Yeah, so her finding her friends causes the Umbrella satellite. Oh, we have a 60% match. That's Project Alice, Milla Jovovich.
I require 100% match. Damn you, Wesker.
Says Wesker number 1 because it's not. Well, things happen. Actors change. So Wesker's there with the Umbrella people as they have their holographic meeting, where you pointed out that a holograph moved a chair, which is kind of crazy.
It's so weird. It's like the chair moved. How?
I mean, I was so brain dead. This kind of like watching this thing that didn't even occur to me. You're like, it moved the chair. You literally fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, just, and I'm like, holy fuck! I didn't even care to look at the screen enough to see this happen. Yeah, so that happens. And they're tracking her down. The convoy goes, we're running out of supplies. We have no more food. We're going to go to Vegas. Don't go to Vegas. There's too many people. It's a death trap. Well, we have to find supplies somewhere, and that's going to be the best spot to get it. So they go to Vegas. The evil scientist guy from Game of Thrones says, we'll set up a trap to get Project Alice. How will we do that? Well, we have zombies who injected with an experimental type of the virus. We'll put them in storage containers, and they'll attack everybody when we let them loose. Perfect. That will help us capture her. So they walk into the trap, and these fucking storage containers get opened up, and zombies start attacking and eating the convoy, right?
Right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm jumping ahead. Alice finds her friends and uses her telekinetic powers to stop people from being burnt by a flamethrower that they were using to try to kill infected crows with. That happened.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the convoy scared of her because she can use telekinetic powers even though they were almost pecked to death by infected crows. Whatever. Anyways, they get to Vegas and the zombies start eating the entire convoy, or what's left of it, after the crows. And come to find out, the brilliant Umbrella scientist who set up this trap is watching this all from a white tent set up right outside of Vegas, like next to the storage containers that contain the zombies. The zombies get in and then bite him subsequently and kill all of his guys.
Then he gets in a helicopter. Get me the antidote.
And then he goes on his whole spree of hunkering down in his Umbrella facility, continually injecting himself, trying to not change into a zombie with this new experimental, what they're calling the G virus now, that he put into these zombies to then attack these people with. And now he got attacked and bit by it, and he's trying to, whatever.
Meanwhile, poor Carlos.
Oh God. So what ends up happening? So there's barely any of the convoy left. Isn't Carlos bit at this point?
Yeah, he's bitten by the guy that hit his bite. He's like, "Hey, are you all right?" And then he like jumps on him.
Oh yeah, Michael Epps is sweating, and then he fucking turns into a zombie and then bites him, and then So they need to get to the antidote, right?
Right.
So Carlos gets in a car to clear the path of this fucking chain link fence that's surrounding the Umbrella facility entrance. He gets in a bus and tips it over and blows it up so that Claire and Alice and Kmart, there's a girl who was found at Kmart,
Oh my
and
gosh, she
some other
was there,
people.
wasn't she?
Yeah, she was there. Carlos, well, he goes out like a man. You know, it's
I'm leaving this
Carlos.
franchise.
eh,
Boom.
And then, Paul W.S. Anderson says, not yet. So what, they get into the facility, and they get the antidote, and then Alice has a fight with the scientist guy who's now like he's turned into
Mr.
the
X or
no, not
variant
Mr.
of
X.
it.
Mr. X is
Oh,
from
the Titan or Tyrant.
it's a tyrant. No, tyrant is the first. Well, he looks like tyrant, but he's more like William Birkin from Resident Evil 2 because he's got the eye shoulder, he's got the tentacles. Tyrant is kind of a big exposed heart guy. He's much more like William Birkin. I don't know if he actually has William Birkin's name in the movie or if he is a different character. Let's find out because we didn't really pay attention enough to this movie to find out if that guy was named. No, his name's Dr. Isaacs. Not Isaac, Isaacs. It's not even William Birkin. Okay.
It's hinting at the future movies.
Oh, bless. Okay, so she ends up refresh my. I don't remember. She kills him, right?
Yeah, she kills him.
How does she kill him?
I think he puts him in the laser room
Again?
I think so, because like, does she kill him with like the facility traps that killed the other Alices?
Does she? How the fuck? Sorry, we watched all of these movies in the span of a week, so our brains could only retain so much of these movies as we hop to the next one. Does he get chopped up? Because he's like, I'm immortal. Maybe it is a laser room.
Yeah, let me see.
While you're looking,
Yeah. Yep, it's the laser room. He gets cross diced.
old slap chop. You're gonna love my nuts. And he gets whatever. Okay, so after that, what happens, Meshi? Remind me.
God, they love the laser room.
Yeah.
She finds all of like the Alices that are in that facility, and she basically starts waking them up, and she tells Jill, or not Jill, Claire, about the the place in Alaska. She's like, go there. And so
Oh, in the little journal. Yeah, that's in
yeah,
this movie.
so Alice is like, I'm gonna go hunt down Umbrella, and then Claire and Kmart and who's ever left goes to Alaska in the helicopter. They steal a helicopter from Umbrella to go to Alaska.
Perfect.
And then that's kind of where the movie ends.
Roll credits. It doesn't start back up again.
No.
Okay. Where are we putting this one, Meshi? How are you feeling about Resident Evil Extinction, which is a movie I think I've seen the most out of them?
Oh boy. C. I think C.
I think C. We'll put it here for now, and then we'll get into the other movies. The only thing I think I have a real fondness for this movie is Johnny Cage dying super hard, sacrificing himself so those convoy members could try to get away.
Oh man. Then
As he falls off the fake Eiffel Tower, and then fuck it, as he's like holding multiple zombies back from biting these people and letting them bite him instead, and then he throws them off with himself, and then he lands on the girder thing and just fucking like, and then Carlos blowing himself up was,
Yeah.
a little something. All right. Resident Evil Afterlife 3D. Okay, so this movie starts with title credits and we're in Japan. And then when we watch a Japan, wait, do we watch the Japan incident here and then we see it again in the next movie, or is it
Correct.
okay?
We
So we
see
see the Japan, yeah, we see the Japan simulation thing happen, and then a group of Alices proceed to try to assassinate Wesker, right?
Right.
And we do this open ceiling facility that these Alices can just dive bomb down and shoot machine guns at.
Such a ridiculous scene.
Yeah, it's really dumb. With a new Wesker, the previous guy from Apocalypse is not there, or no, Extinction. When did we see Wesker first? Was it Extinction?
You see him in Extinction. Yeah, he's in the holographic board chair.
Yeah, so we have a new Wesker. I think this guy's a quote unquote better Wesker, but that's not really saying much.
Yeah.
So Afterlife takes place, and so we see that the Alices fail, and he essentially sets off this, I wouldn't call it a nuke. It's almost like a black hole what the fuck would you call that fucking spherical shredder sucker in explosion thing?
It's because it's basically acting like an explosion and then it implodes on itself.
Yeah,
It's like a vacuum bomb, basically.
It's kind of cool looking. It's a giant Rasengan, right?
Yeah, it's what you wish your Hoover vacuum would do to the dirt in your room.
Yeah, so that happens, and Wesker gets away, being the only person to make it out of the facility, in a umbrella jet plane thing.
Yeah.
And then guess what? The real Alice is on board, and she's behind him, and she sneaks up, and he says, Wesker would have thought of that. And turns around and stabs her in the neck, right?
Yeah.
And he takes away her powers, apparently, with this injection. And then they crash into the side of a mountain.
They crash to the side of the mountain.
And she lives without her powers.
Unscathed.
Walks. So they're in a fast jet thing that crashes into the side of the mountain because Wesker's too busy fighting and being all snarky with Alice, and she's like, some. And it says some dumb line, and they crash to the side of a mountain as he reaches for the controls and can't pull up. All right, and that's the beginning of the movie. She walks away from that, and then what? Should she continue?
She goes to Alaska, having believed to have defeated Umbrella.
Okay, so that was the last of it. So the last of the Millas died in an effort to assassinate all of the last of Umbrella. How does she get to Alaska? Oh, she's got that dumb plane.
Yeah.
The single-seater plane that she has a camera recording her as she softly talks in this tiny cockpit that would be the loudest thing you've ever been in. Whatever. That's fine. And then she finds the helicopter from the third movie that Kmart and Claire were on. She gets attacked by a girl with her hair in her face. And she finds out after wrestling her to the ground, it's Claire, as she rips off the chest control implant device, right? Claire
correct.
got that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Confirming that I remembered correctly. And then Claire's got amnesia now?
Yeah, it caused her to have amnesia. She's like, "Who are you? How do you know my name? Blah 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 blah."
Who are you people, and why are you here?
Yeah. Why are you here? I don't know. I have amnesia.
So they get in their tiny little 2-seater plane, and they fly to where... Why do they end up at the prison? Do they see people on the roof and they decide to land?
Yeah, so they're trying to track down that cargo ship that had relayed the message, and they track it to like down the coast, and then they're flying over the city and they see the help sign and the people running out, and so they
So
kind
they
of
decide to land. So we have
yeah.
uh there's a guy wearing some athletic Jordan like shirt thing that Meshi thought was Adidas, which was kind of
Yeah.
funny. We got
Adidas man.
him, Adidas man. We're just gonna call him Adidas man. He's wearing a Jordan's like athletic wear thing, but it's Adidas man. Snarky, sleazy guy with the mustache. The Asian guy.
Yeah, his lackey, basically.
Who else? There's that
uh
one prison watch guy, right? Who's watching over Chris Redfield, who's locked up.
yeah, then there's like the mechanic guy.
Mechanic
Yeah.
guy. Why don't I remember the mechanic guy?
Well, he gets killed by the sleazy guy when he's trying to fix up the tank kind of thing. He's like, if I had more time, I probably could do it. He's like, all right, and turns around and shoots him in the.
I
It's
don't
very
remember what he
forgettable
looks like. What
character.
does he look like?
I don't remember his fucking face. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't picture him. I just know he's there.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember. This is what watching these movies will do to your brain. It's not great. Holy gee. Asian sleazy guy. Is that him? Angel? It is. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember it. He's got a forgettable face. No offense, bro. You got a forgettable face. It's kind of generic nothing. Bless your heart. Um so anyways, so they get to the prison, which you pointed out to me that I guess I just never bothered to notice after only watching this film once. The comically large torches that are literally everywhere in this prison that they're now living inside. They have these fucking gigantic fucking 2x4s with like towels wrapped around the end and lit on fire every couple of feet. It
So
was one
much.
of the funniest details, like that was just so painfully like obvious in there that I never bothered to like look at. I didn't look at the environment at all.
Not
Um,
only that, but Adidas man, whose name is Luther West, fucking carries a torch with him wherever he goes, and like everywhere is lit up. Like there's no reason to carry these torches around.
it's like, dude, y'all have that much stuff to burn, just at
So
all times.
it's so funny.
It's so dumb. Okay, so now there's zombies outside the prison that can't get in. Um, Chris Redfield's locked up in like a Hannibal Lecter room, and they're like,
Yeah.
I don't trust him. He looks like a killer. Like, okay, Luther, he looks like one. Like, just the reason they have Chris locked up is kind of dumb. Chris recognized Claire. Claire doesn't recognize Chris because she has amnesia. Um, why? Why does the Resident Evil 5 monster show up to break down the prison gate to get inside?
You just see it in a distant shot while
It
they're
slowly
talking.
walks up
Slowly
and
walk.
just
It has
okay.
no reason other
Okay.
than I need to advance the plot. I'm the advancer man.
Okay. I wasn't sure if Umbrella fucking like was okay, I couldn't remember. Okay, so the giant that you fight it in Resident Evil 5 at the beginning in the village. It's the scary thing with the giant hammer axe thing. Um with the bag on its head. It somehow silently sneaks. Wait, no, do the zombies get in first?
Yeah, the zombies get in first. They dig through the floor somehow.
They dig through concrete and fucking a
Yeah.
foundation and just burrow up to a fucking uh
They perfectly navigate underground in the dark, a straight tunnel to the prison.
right to the shower where Milla Jovovich is about to get naked.
Yeah.
And the guy who's watching Chris's cell is trying to catch a peek of that long back. and he subsequently dies for it. Don't the zombies bite him first?
Yeah, they do.
And they come in silently and just
Yeah, like
kill
nobody
him.
notices them digging up the floor or walking over to him, or like they're stealth zombies somehow.
So, somehow, some way.
Mhm.
And then they take care of the zombies, and they're like, "What the hell was even that?" And then no. Okay, so the zombies break in, and that happens. Like, oh my god! And they start trying to get a plan together, and they finally let Chris out because Chris is like, "I know how to get out of here," because they breached the gate. They let him out, and they end up back in the showers to like go through the tunnel that the zombies burrowed.
Yeah, so the big hammer guy is trying to knock down the door. They need a way out. Chris says he
Mhm,
has it.
mhm.
They let him out. Um he tells them about the armored personnel carrier that's in the garage. And then him and Alice go for the armory that's been buried underwater or submerged underwater. So they're dealing with that.
Holy, holy fuck!
Um
Hold on. So we get to they're going for this armory. Chris, Alice, and one of the girls, right?
yeah.
And they swim and they come out and they're like, oh, and then immediately the girl gets grabbed by zombies in the water and is yanked back and killed. And then Alice and Chris find the armory and they're just immediately walking in like, sweet. Like someone just horribly died right behind you, and you're just like, hell yeah, brother. Like,
Sucks to suck.
yeah, it's oh my god. Okay, so then they get all the stuff, and the hammer guy silently sneaks into the shower room and cuts the
No.
Asian guy in half who won't go down the hole, but
Well,
he just silently like sneaks into the room, and the Asian guy standing there like, I can't go, and then just cut in half, and then we experience the most boring slow motion fight that won't stop being slow mo, that keeps going as Alice and Claire fight the hammer guy in slow motion in water with multiple 3D shots. It's such a product of its time of like trying to really sell 3D in movies. Has that gone away? Are we out of that
for
now?
for the most part we are. There's a few movies, but it's not as prominent as it was where they were like trying to make it a really big thing.
Remember they're trying to make 3D TVs, Meshi?
Yeah. Fucking yeah.
Yeah. What
And
a
they
strange era of like this is the future, and it's like, no,
yeah. They even tried to make 3D TVs where you didn't have to wear glasses. I don't know how well
yeah.
those went.
Well, they don't make them anymore. I think.
Yeah.
They...
That's also true.
Okay, so they get out of the prison and they make it to. So the smarmy guy takes the plane and fucks off,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the crew gets into the armored vehicle and gets out of the prison.
No, the armored vehicle doesn't have an engine, which is why the smarmy dude kills the mechanic because he goes
Okay.
for the plane.
Okay.
They escape down the tunnel that the zombies dug into the sewer, which leads out to the coast, which lets them steal a boat to go
Oh,
to the bigger boat.
okay, I forgot about them getting to the coast and getting on a boat. Because isn't Luther left behind because he's still in like the sewer
Yeah,
area?
he's like, "Go on, I'll hold him off." And then
Adidas man, engage!
yeah, go
Adidas!
Nikes. Yeah,
uh,
so Luther West fucks off, trying to defend them from zombies.
and so they get to what's the ship called?
Uh,
Not Ambrosia. I'm thinking of
shit.
Ari something else. I completely forgot.
Arcadia.
Arcadia. Thank you. Your memory is impeccable some of the time. Hey, it's a hell of a lot better than mine, but God, you forget a lot of things really easily too.
Yeah, it just depends on what it is.
Yeah. You remember those torches though, baby.
Yeah, fucking stand out. Hilarious.
Um God, where was I going? Then they make it onto the boat that's promising fucking the world and safety and whatnot, and it ends up being Wesker luring people onto the boat to experiment on
Yeah.
Wesker style, and then Chris and Claire fight Wesker on the boat, and it's essentially the same fight that happens in RE5 DLC, like the Nightmare one, just less cool. you know, and then how
They
Wesker gets tricked into flying off of the boat with a bomb in the back seat. And he blows
yeah.
up midair.
It's the same Milla Jovovich finds the bomb that he used before. So she put it in the main escape helicopter, even though there's like 6 of them that she could have picked. And after they like defeat him and leave him thinking he's dead, he gets in that jet and then flies away and then blows up. And then they rescue everybody, which is like over 100 people.
And
And
they're
they
like, we have
go
food, shelter, we have everything you could possibly ever need. We're broadcasting live from the what now? What the fuck is it called?
Arcadia.
Arcadia. We'll rub your feet and we'll fucking scratch your head and feed you and
And Umbrella's like, we want some of that, and they descend upon them.
Not yet, Meshi. We're getting to that. We're on the Afterlife movie.
No,
Never mind. No, Umbrella is there because we get a teaser of Jill at the end as Umbrella says, I want a piece of
that. Yeah.
And I get to see Jill again. And I'm like, oh, it's Jill. She's in a terrible cosplay of her design in 5, which I like the purple cat suit. And I like the idea that Wesker was like, make her blonde. There's something endearing about just Wesker just being Wesker. Be like, no, change it. like this.
I'll show you how it's done.
And like instead of like, because he's got like the black like crocodile skin, like fucking whatever. Like he puts her in purple. It puts. Oh my god! Just. Anyways, I have an affinity for that design because of how much I love RE5.
I mean, we didn't even talk about the shotguns that fire quarters.
Oh my god, he shoots them multiple times. There's multiple 3D shots that she has these stupid fucking coins that Luther whatever his name is, like, you coin collector? And she's like, I collect coins or some bullshit. And then she fucking puts quarters in a shotgun and just go bam and whatever.
Never has to reload it.
So she's shooting like $10 at a time.
Yeah.
It's a roll of quarters in each barrel. Okay, and then it ends with these fucking umbrella planes descending upon the boat that Milla Jovovich just rescued everybody on. Okay, Meshi, how do you feel about Afterlife in comparison to Extinction? Because this movie is not touching the original and Apocalypse. It's not going up there. It's not descending above.
This one is a D. Like it's one of the worst ones.
Because the problem is nothing really happens, and I know we talked about it for a while, but this movie essentially is Alice flying, like it's the opening scene's Japan, like umbrella facility fucking imploding with the cool bomb, and then it's essentially plane, prison, boat. All that kind of happens. She flies in the plane, lands at the prison, they hang out at the prison, zombies get in, they get on the boat, and then the boat happens. And that's kind of all this movie is. I think that's my biggest complaint with it, is it's kind of an hour and a half of
Nothing.
And we talked about it for a while, but yeah, so I definitely think it's worse than Extinction. Okay. I can't believe this. I thought this was going to be like a 15-minute video. I thought recounting these was going to be a lot quicker, but that's fine. No, that's fine. Okay, so we're at, what's this one called? I can't read it. Retribution?
Yeah. I think
Rigor
that one's
Mortis?
Retribution. Yeah, it's Retribution.
Okay, so this movie opens up worse than any of these movies have with Milla Jovovich naked. This one is in slow motion going backwards as we go through what happened after the fucking credits rolled in Afterlife. What happens when Umbrella descends upon the ship with all of the rescued people, survivors, on the deck of the ship? So we get to see what happens in reverse, in slow motion, and it doesn't look great.
Oh man, it does not look great.
Milla Jovovich is in the water and she gets sucked out of the water in slow mo going backwards. And she gets back on the fucking boat. And then you're just kind of watching people die in reverse as Umbrella descends upon them in slow motion. And it looks awful. And then we get to the beginning of the scene, which is essentially the ending of Afterlife. And then they press fast forward again, and they hit play,
They hit play, yeah.
and you just see the scene happen again in real time, which is how it should have just been in the first place and not in slow motion. Oh, hello, we're making a tier list of the Resident Evil live action movies, and we're discussing the plot of the fifth movie. Okay, so the people get slaughtered. Alice gets blown up and fucking blown off the ship and dunked in the water, and then Umbrella gets her out of the water, and she wakes up. What the fuck happens? Because then we get the alternative clone saga of suburban life,
Yeah, we get alternative clone saga from a different Umbrella facility.
where Carlos is married to clone Carlos is married to clone Alice, and they have a deaf daughter together. And then zombies burst in and bite Carlos, and he dies instantly.
Yeah, again.
Clone Carlos dies horribly, just spilling coffee on his shirt. He's like, "Oh shucks," and then he dies. Clone Alice gets the daughter out the window and gets out with her, and then they get in a car. No, they get picked up by clone Miss Rodriguez. One of the clones.
One of the clones.
What?
These movies are more Attack of the Clones than Star Wars Attack of the Clones.
Oh my god. So one of the clones of Miss Rodriguez picks them up. They flip the car, and Alice gets out with her daughter and leaves clone Miss Rodriguez behind. It just says, "Fuck it, sucks to suck." And they leave, and then they end up running back into their own house, and then clone Alice gets attacked by zombies while the daughter hides in the closet, right?
Yeah, I think she gets killed by Carlos too.
Yeah, zombie Carlos is like, "How are you here?" That's why I think it's their house, but he also could have moved to whatever house that they're in, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then we have Alice wake up naked in a. Is she naked? She's naked, right? Because they give her her dumb outfit with the battle corset thing and the stupid fucking heels.
Yeah, she is naked again.
And she puts on her dumb outfit, and then she starts going through the Japanese simulation. Well, Wesker, why does
But
Wesker help her like
so
out?
the so you find that out at the end of the movie.
Well, what's he
That
telling her at first? Like Wesker pops up on the screen and says, "Oh, I'm gonna give you the stuff and help get like you need to navigate this way to get out of this facility." Running all these simulations.
he's basically telling her that the Red Queen has gone rogue and is actually trying to murder all of civilization, or all that's left of civilization, and he needs her help.
Okay.
Um,
Okay,
and
so that's
sends
why she
Ada
wakes up.
Wong there. Yeah.
Okay, so Miss Wong shows up. And Alice and Miss Ada Wong go through the. So essentially, this is Umbrella's test facility to show off what would happen if their bioweapon went off in these major cities, and they're basically selling it to every other country, saying like, if you buy our bioweapon, this is what will happen to your enemy if we drop it. And they're running these simulations. So there's a fake Tokyo, a fake Moscow, a fake wherever else, like some random American town.
Yeah, I forget where it was.
Whatever the suburban area is that we
Yeah.
see in the fucking Clone Saga happening. How many other places do they go through? Well, and we'll get there. So Miss Wong and Alice fight their way through the Japan's like simulation, right? And they fight two of the hammer baghead guys. Don't they die in a really dumb, stupid way?
They all kind of die in a really dumb, stupid way. I think they blow them up with a gas tanker that they
fuel
puncture.
tanker, and does she say something stupid when she shoots the tank? I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, this is the real beginning of a lot of the one-liners that they add that are just kind of soulless and don't really do anything.
Yeah.
Like, the dialogue feels like processed American cheese going on top of a pizza, and it doesn't belong there, and it's just kind of eh.
Yeah, we're hitting that trend where we're hitting that trend in the years where one-liners are becoming more prominent, and they're introducing, Leon and Barry, and they're like, we gotta
We'll
have the
get to them.
one-liners.
Hold on. Jeez, ease up off the gas. This is low and
Can't.
slow.
It just blew up. I just
So Alice and Miss Wong fight them, and thus begins a lot of the bad dialogue that ends up happening in these movies. It's all not great, but at least up until this point, for the most part, it's been serviceable. This feels like it just got churned out.
Yeah.
So has Wesker sent Leon, Barry, random other guys in to then pick up Alice and Ada?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as we're on the same. Okay, so we end up meeting them. So they're coming from the other end, trying to meet up with them to then escort everybody out.
Correct.
Okay. What simulation do we go to next? Is it the suburban area?
Yeah, because that's when they meet the daughter.
The second clone. They meet the daughter. They find her in the closet, and we meet the second clone of Miss Rodriguez, who is a part of. What group is she a part? The Jill faction of Umbrella?
Yeah, pretty much everyone from the first movie that was on that special team is now outside.
Well, because Wesker's in a separate. So Wesker is acting independently while Jill is still working for Umbrella, and her squad is trying to kill Alice.
Yes,
Or
for the Red
capture
Queen.
Yeah, okay. And the second clone of Miss Rodriguez is with Jill.
Yes.
Is there another? Yeah, there's another clone of Carlos.
There's another clone of Carlos, and then there's another clone of the Captain Commander or whoever.
Oh,
the squad leader
right,
guy
from the first movie,
one.
you got Swiss cheesed. Yeah.
And then everyone else, everyone else that is from the first movie, I think, is wearing a helmet.
Fair enough. Okay, so Ada Wong, out of character, sacrifices herself and says, "Go on without me. You need to get out of here. I'll hold them off here." Ada would literally never literally be like, "Go on without me. I'll hold them off." That's
Grapple
something
gun
Ada
away.
would never do. She would Batman grapple gun like, "Sucks to suck, bitch," and leave. But whatever. So Ada holds off Jill and Miss Rodriguez and Mr. Carlos number 2. And their whole grouping gets captured while Alice goes away with the deaf child who now thinks it's her mom, but that's a different one who got eaten. Whatever. Um, and they eventually do they meet up with Barry and Leon now before they go to the Moscow simulation?
Gosh, they
Because they backtrack and come back again for some fucking reason to the train station in between the simulations.
yeah, God, this movie is such like a blur. Eventually, yes, I'm gonna say they have met up with them because they're running away, and then they meet them. No, Barry's team with Leon come across the Russian Moscow zombies first, and they're fighting them.
And then Alice ends up being in a car that they subsequently, when all of the non-essential party members, Barry Burton and Leon S. Kennedy, are still alive, and
Yeah.
the rest of their boys get mincemeat and die super hard.
Well,
One
don't
guy
forget.
gets gut fucked with a chainsaw,
Oh my
which was
God, that's
awful.
right. Yeah, he did. Don't forget Luther West is there.
Oh, I forgot
He's
about
back.
I forgot about Luther. 1,000 apologies. The movie original character Luther West. I can't wait to get to him in a minute.
Adidas
So
man.
Adidas man, Barry Burton, and Leon S. Kennedy get in a small car with Alice driving as she drives them away from Russian Las Plagas zombie things as they're driving after them with AKs and shooting up this tiny car. It's kind of great to think about it, right? I mean, I think zombies in Russian hats is hilarious.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good scene, to be fair.
I guess to be fair to these movies in the context of themselves, I get it. To me, it's more funny because RE4 is when you find out about the Las Plagas, and it's this whole like Spanish, fucking whatever country, whatever. So it's a bunch of like farmer people and stuff, and they're all fucking whatever. And then just seeing Russian versions of these, whatever. They get they get out of the Moscow thing, right?
Yeah.
What happens after that? Oh, then they get to like the giant elevator shaft that's supposed to get them out of there, right?
Yeah, and then they
Where
get attacked by the Jill team.
the Jill team. So Barry Burton has his last day.
Oh my God. Oh my. Yeah. When you said that, immediately I'm thinking about that one scene, yes.
I'm so sorry. So this movie caught me really off guard. So they make it to the elevator that's going to take them to the surface. A licker shows up, right?
Yeah.
And slashes the shit out of Barry Burton and throws him across the room. And he had like they get like he's like I'm like, oh, they just killed Barry Burton. He's fucking dead. Like there's like he not only gets slashed super deep and like hard, but he gets like fucking yamcha'd into a wall or some shit. Leon goes over to him, and Barry Burton has the most comical, like the actors try to spit up blood, but he misses, and he almost swallows the corn syrup and then spits it out. So it's just hilarious. And I lost my shit for like 2 minutes. I fell on the ground. I was laughing so hard because I wasn't ready for the. It's my favorite thing in the world. I'm probably gonna watch it on YouTube before I go to sleep just because of how much fun I had with it. And then the elevator ends up coming down, and it's weird that Milla Jovovich, this Alice, the original, well, for now, the original Alice, has this weird like Ripley Newt relationship going on. Like Paul W.S. Anderson saw Aliens and was like, I want that in my 5th Resident Evil movie. So you're getting like a Timu version of that dynamic of like, I'm not your mom, but I'm your mom, and I'm gonna make up for, past mistakes type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I mean, a liquor even grabs the girl and puts her in a fucking alien cocoon for like fuck's sake, you know?
Oh my god, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that whole thing is going on as they're going up the elevator. Barry Burton says, "I'm gonna hold him off," and he does. Um, and he subsequently, gets one last fuck you as he comes out from around the corner, holds up, and he drops his gun, right? And he shoots the commander guy from the first movie, his clone in the head. Isn't that what happens?
So he's fending them off,
Yeah.
like you say,
Uh-huh.
and then they're like, "Come out or we shoot Ada Wong in the head."
Oh,
And he's
that's right.
and he's like, "Okay." So he's I don't know, if it's slow motion, but he walks out with his revolver with his hand stretched out.
Uh-huh.
They gun him down, so they like shoot him like 8 or 9 times,
Uh-huh.
and he falls on the ground, and then he gets back up, and you see his revolver falling because he threw it when he got shot, and he
Uh-huh.
catches it and he shoots the commander dude in the head, and then they shoot him again and kill him.
I think I hardly remember him getting back up and whatnot because I think I lost so much oxygen laughing at him spit it, watching his actor fail to spit out the corn syrup, almost swallow it, and then actually choke and spit it out.
Yeah, he has a spectacular death scene of just being like, "I hope they don't shoot me in the head because I'm gonna kill him."
And he also has he has one good line which made me kind of giggle where they get on an elevator or some tram thing something earlier and he says next stop men's department store. It kind of made me giggle. I think he says that when they call down the elevator, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the first time you meet him. He says
And
that line.
it's kind of good. It's kind of I'll give him that. I mean,
I
I don't
remember
necessarily.
I
Huh.
remember you going, "That's such a Barry line" when he said it.
I mean, we're talking about this is the Jill Sandwich Man. You almost became a Jill Sandwich. Next stop, the men's department store. Like it just rings in my head. Um,
Yeah.
I love Barry. God bless him. So he died. This is where Barry Burton meets his end. Ada Wong still captured. Leon is going to the surface with Alice, and Alice is
Luther West.
rescuing. I forgot about Luther again. Thank you for remembering Adidas, man. I'm so sorry.
Well, he has a
So they're
very important role coming up.
uh, if you want to call it that. Okay. Okay, so they make it to the surface and they get into a snowmobile fucking thing, snow traversal vehicle thing, and they start driving off and they find a submarine. Or does a submarine come out of the ice or is it
Yeah,
already
the
there?
Jill's team pops out of the ice with a submarine.
And it flips their tiny snowmobile thing. And
Yeah.
then they have this comically long fight. Okay, so it's multiple things are going on. Jill is fighting Alice.
Yeah.
Luther and Leon a are fighting the Miss Rodriguez clone, who now has the Las Plagas injected into her. So now she's enhanced. So she's beating the shit out of Luther West and Leon S. Kennedy. Alice is having a comical dumb weapon fight with Jill. Jill has a staff with the dumbest like CGI blade things at the end of it. And what does Alice have? Ice picks?
Ice picks, yeah. There's two
Dual
ice
ice
picks.
she's dual wielding ice picks. And they have the just
The
it's
worst
on the
choreographed fight.
and the worst part is it's on the sound stage. It's like you could tell it's this fake fucking snow shit area, and it keeps cutting back and forth. And Alice is getting the dog shit kicked out of her by Jill. It's so funny. And then Mid-fight, Luther West catches a punch to the chest. It cracks his sternum, and his heart stops, and he falls over dead.
I couldn't remember how. I remember him dying. I just couldn't remember. Like I thought it was a neck stab or like
No,
whatever. But no, that's
Miss
right.
Rodriguez punches him in the sternum. It turns into a Mortal Kombat X-ray move, and you see a crack happen on his sternum, and his heart stops. He goes, "Arr!" and falls
He
over
just-
dead.
Just goes limp.
It's the equivalent of like a nerd fainting. That's how Luther West dies. Oh, okay. Holy shit, I'm crying. Okay, and then Jill is about to kill Alice by holding up, she picks her up by the neck and is about to press her face into the snowmobile treads that are going. And Alice, I think, reaches for the fucking mind control bug thing on her chest and like gets it off.
Yeah, she rips it off.
And they shoot it. Well, they shoot off one of its fucking legs as it tries to run at them, and they shoot it again, and it fucking explodes or whatever. And then Miss Rodriguez, I think, starts kicking the shit out of both of them now.
Yeah, she starts beating the shit out of both of them.
And then Alice grabs a machine gun, is like, and is about to aim it at her, and Miss Rodriguez goes like, "You can't kill me, I'm fucking invincible now because of my fucking Las Plagas bullshit." And she's like, "I don't need to kill you," and shoots out the ice, and she falls into the water. Right,
Yeah,
Miss Rodriguez drops into the water. She's infected with the Las Plagas. The Moscow Russian Las Plagas swim up to the surface and grab her and pull her in to the water. I don't know why they're grabbing her because she's already infected. So I think she would be one of them. But anyways, it's a scene that she gets dragged underwater and subsequently eaten.
crab
or whatever.
bucketed.
Yeah. What happens after this?
They get in the aircraft that Wesker sends. They
Okay.
fly back.
Oh my god. I forgot that Wesker's in the White House.
Yeah.
And they have a dumb scene of Ada. It's a very strange scene of Leon. Okay, so they all get into the thing, the ship Wesker's fucking sent him, right? Leon like puts his hand on Ada's leg, like they already have some kind of like relationship or some previous kind of whatever, and Ada takes his hand off of her leg and like puts it aside, which is at least something. But it's weird that Leon's like, I care about kind of shit, because even in RE4 it wasn't to that point yet. But whatever, I digress. Scumisms, it's fine. Holy god. Okay, so they fly in the Wesker jet. They get to the White House. Wesker has assumed the fucking president's chair. He's just there, and they walk out and have this dumb thing as they're like blah 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 blah. I don't fucking know. And they all line up as the apocalypse is fucking happening. There's demons flying in the sky. Everything's on fire. And our cast of Alice, Wesker, Leon, Ada. Is there anybody else?
No, that's it.
And they're just lined up, and it zooms out as we see this fucking Hellgate London landscape of what's left of the United States happen. And the movie cuts, right?
So you forget one last key detail, which is Wesker stabs Alice again with the T virus.
Oh, right, because it's like, so he takes her fucking powers away in Afterlife. And now
Yeah.
this Wesker, which I assume is the same Wesker, and he survived the plane crash also, I guess.
Yeah,
really
it's
know.
kind of hard to tell.
Stabs her in the neck again, and it's like, well, you're gonna need your fucking powers, right, to whatever survive the apocalypse of demon hell, whatever the hell's going on. Okay, and that's where this movie ends, right?
Yeah, that's where that movie ends.
Okay. I'm gonna say it now. It's better than Afterlife, 1,000%.
Yeah.
The question is, Meshi, do you think Retribution is better than Extinction or worse? Walk me through it. How you feeling?
I I th- I think it's better than Extinction.
I think it's better than Extinction.
Yeah, as much as it as much as it has flaws, like there's a lot of like zombie violence. There's a lot of cool badly implemented ideas in there that like are like okay, whatever. You got the clone army is coming back, and I think like the ending with it just being Wesker and like, oh, this is what the next movie is going to be, was like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting that Wesker is now a good guy because the Red Queen's gone crazy. I think I just liked I liked the facility, like the environment and stuff like that. It was just more
Because it ended
unique
up
and
being a bunch of
more,
random places that just
yeah.
led to a change in scenery, which I all enjoyed except for the ice moment where Miss Rodriguez is beating the shit out of Luther
Yeah.
West and Leon S. Kennedy in the most comical fucking way.
Oh, it's so great. I remember when they all like won that fight, and I was like, "And Luther West, right?" And, like, no, he's just dead in the snow over there. Like,
I was like,
oh
no, Meshi,
no,
he died. He got punched in the chest and he died. Oh,
God, he
I'm
they
thinking about it. It's almost like it leaned into what it was and just kind of accepted how stupid it fucking was, and just kind of was like, well, this is the movie we're making. I think I'm inclined to agree with you. I was really debating, like, I was like, should this be up? Should it be like this? And I was like, you know what? Thinking about it, especially even from like having fun with it, I feel like this was a more fun, dumb, fun watch. This was just kind of boring and orange and just dumb.
yeah had that Mexico filter on it.
Yeah,
Um,
and just
plus,
fucking the telekinetic power bullshit was so boring. It just was,
yeah, it was so boring and stupid. He had to remove it completely.
and then bring it back in the next one. The spoilers, remove it again at the beginning of this movie. Okay, so we're gonna get to the final chapter.
Well, also,
Huh.
the B tier movie gave us the hallway scene.
I hear your voice.
Yes.
Hold on, no, hold on. So those are so fucking fun. The Grinch explode. Oh, it's all great. Okay, the final chapter. Okay. This was the last painful thing that we watched. Um. Okay. So we ignore the ending of the last movie almost completely because the White House scene happens. Hell is erupting around the White House, and Wesker, Leon, Ada, and Alice face the apocalypse again. To then ultimately be fast forward past, because then we get a breakdown of the events happening through every single movie because Alice is narrating it, right?
Yeah, as she does.
Except she recounts the first movie. And then we get to the second movie, which oddly, the doctor and his daughter that he created the T virus to save from the debilitating disease that he had passed along is subsequently missing.
Yep.
And it ignores that whole plot thread in the entire plot of the second movie. Um, and then goes through the rest of the films. And then we get a recounting of fucking
We
what
don't
is it? What did they replace it with? I don't want to go directly to the dumb twist at the end, but they give
they
us, what do they give us?
they they talk about the basically they talk about the Red Queen having been the scan of the main scientist guy's daughter, but it wasn't the guy that was in the second movie. He was the one of the head people of Umbrella, like that started it.
Oh
And
yeah,
we
because he
get
could walk and stuff. He wasn't in a wheelchair, and it was a
yeah,
different person. Because that other guy was just a scientist who worked for Umbrella. But in this last movie,
he
Alice's
was the main
recount
dude.
is
Yeah.
like one of the big Umbrella Corporation guys.
Yeah. And he made the T virus to fix his daughter's disease or whatever she had, and it cured her. Um, but it made her like, oh, then he started putting it into production, and it made everyone else that took it super violent. And so he told them, "Oh, you can't do this." And the main bad dude, Ian or whatever the fuck his name is, the guy that's been there for a
Isaac's,
while,
yes.
was like, "No, no, no, friend, we can't do that. We'll bury the company will blow up." He's like, "I don't care," and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." And then Wesker puts a bag over his head and he chokes him out. And that's kind of like what the recap is.
It just ignores the second movie entirely to start us off with. That's our backstory of why we're here in this situation. And then do we? No, that doesn't get revealed till later on. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So then we pick up right, and how
She's
does Alice wake up from a crash or
no,
what the?
she's driving on a motorcycle or something like that
Okay,
through a deserted part of, she's on the road and she's like,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm all by myself, blah 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 blah," you know, betrayed us at, the White
Wesker
House.
betrayed us, right?
Yeah, Wesker betrayed us at the White House, but doesn't explain how he betrayed her or anything like that, and just says he pretended to give me back my powers, but he actually did nothing. Um, and then she gets attacked by the flying things.
The hellspawn demon things.
Yeah,
Yes,
the Hellspawn demon things, and then
they look
winds
like.
up
Oh man.
subsequently finding the main doctor dude's two battle tanks that are driving along the. She gets like scooped up by them and put in a cage in the back with all the other people they've picked up.
Was that before or after she got caught in the trap and strung upside down as people with guns walked in to capture her, and then she
Oh my
subsequently
god!
disarmed and killed all of them while she was hanging upside down as they all walked directly next to her and were not able to shoot her?
That was before, so I've
Okay,
completely forgot about that part.
you're welcome. And then she gets picked up by Dr. Isaacs and his crazy battle tanks and thrown in the cage, and you find out he's a bit of a loon and he's always recounting Bible stuff and whatnot. There's a bunch of crosses hanging up inside the battle tank,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
gone
made
like
people buy into his own like version of religion.
yeah, he's become super religious, and you're like, who are you? And it's like, I'm the original. Everyone else was a bit of clone. You're
And
like,
you're like,
oh god.
holy fuck. The guy we saw die in extinction was a clone of this weird Bible thumper guy. That's weird. All right. She somehow then fights her way off of the battle tank and
She basically like pisses him off, so he's like, all right, well then you can walk, and he chains her hands up and then makes her run after the tank that's
yeah.
tethered to it. Yeah.
And then she ends up getting on top and then killing the people he sends outside to stop her.
Yep.
And then he ends up getting bit, doesn't he? As she like pins him to the side of the thing or some shit.
That's what we suspected was gonna happen, but she's fighting him, and he turns out to be a really good fighter, and she sucks compared to him apparently. And then she like kicks a panel, and like a motorcycle pops out, and he's like, "You can't drive it," and she pulls out a machete and slices his hand off and grabs it, and then just uses it to activate the bike and then drives away.
That's what holy because they took so Wesker gave her powers back in Retribution, and now she no longer has them in the beginning of this movie.
Correct. And she says that he gave her a fake,
Oh, it
like he
was a fake
pretended to
injection.
give her back her powers, but he really
Holy
didn't.
shit. Okay, so she chops off Isaac's hand, uses the original quote unquote for now Isaac's hand, activates the motorcycle, and drives off. And then she finds she finds a settlement where Claire is at now,
Yeah.
and we find our ragtag group of people.
We find our expendables, yes.
Expendables. I think Kmart's there. I think.
Mm, I don't remember her, but that doesn't mean she wasn't there.
Uh, the final chapter.
It felt like
2016.
someone that was to replace Kmart was there.
Well, there was the short-haired girl from Orange is the New Black. She was there. I'm looking through, and then there's that one girl who dies when the zombies breach the settlement they're in. Yeah. So she's not in this movie. I'm looking through the cast right now. Okay. This one was an hour 46. Holy shit. Well, I guess they had to wrap everything up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she finds a settlement, and Alice says, "War is coming." The guy's coming with his battle tanks, right?
Yeah.
And so they set up their little settlement to fight off these battle tanks, right?
Right. Yes.
And where the the short-haired girl is like, "Yeah, my dad used to own a body shop," as she made this fucking
Oh.
the thing that turned and like moved the barrel over here. Yeah, can't you tell?
she's specifically like, "Oh wow, where did you learn this stuff?" It's like how my dad used to own a body shop, and it's supposed to be like she's saying it like it's a super impressive machine that she's built. And then it zooms out a bit, and it's just the shittiest child's toy that picks up a barrel and moves it slightly to the right. And it's like, what is the point of this? I forgot about the tiny little crane. Holy shit.
No, it's you love it. Okay. So war descends. And you know how do you remember how they breached the city walls?
Oh my god.
Meshi, they release a single survivor lady to run at the encampment, and Alice says, "Open the gate!"
Oh, that's right.
One person, and Alice goes, "No, we have to save them. Open the gate." And just as that lady's about to make it inside, Isaacs and his battle tank shoot her in the back. And they can't close stuff up well enough in time, and they just breach the shit Mad Max city. I don't know what happens afterwards that leaves like 5 people left.
So they basically napalm so they have those oil barrels or gas barrels, and they bombard the tanks with them. And then the tanks are shooting back at them, and then Alice goes down on that zip line that she built with the bike handlebars as like the thing that she slides it down with. She eats shit because she no longer has her powers. It's really fucking funny. And then proceeds to basically fight the tanks because she can climb on them, and like she throws grenades inside, which causes the people to come out. And then they come out, and there's that one Asian dude that's really good at fighting, which kicks her ass again.
I forgot about him.
And then he eventually kicks her butt, and then they destroy the other tank, and I forget what happens to the doctor. I think he gets put in a cage, one of the cages in the back of the tank, and then not Claire, but a good portion of the settlement team, they give them the tank and say, "Hey, take these zombies and make sure you don't go towards the last human settlement, which is what they're trying to blow up. They have this timer that's like the last human settlement will be destroyed in like 48 hours or whatever if we don't get the T virus that fixes everything. I
Gotcha.
don't know how
Okay.
this timer works, but
It's a MacGuffin of a plot device
yeah,
that is requiring Alice to make it to find the antidote that she can make airborne and save what's left of the shitty world.
that is fair. So we're left with the team that will go to the hive, which is what's left over of the colony, and
Okay.
then the rest of the colony go in the tank that has the crazy psycho doctor in the cage in the back.
Meshi, I completely forgot. Like my brain was so cooked, I didn't remember why there was a split and why Alice ended up with like 5 people to go get them. I stopped paying attention. I thought that's all that was left was 5 people.
I mean, after about 2 minutes, that is all that's left because it cuts back to the tank and the doctor has broken out and killed everyone in the tank
Yeah, well,
with his one hand.
with his one hand. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so thus begins the journey of Claire, Alice, random
Claire.
guy that Claire's now hooking up with,
Yep.
uh, body shop girl who's very impressive. Anybody else? There's just
There.
random cannon fodder. There's like a few guys, right?
Yeah. There's another woman, and then there's the guy that really hated Alice when she first showed up and was like, "We can't trust her. Don't go with her." And then that's it.
So they start making the journey and they come across like a smoky field-esque thing where they get attacked by Cerberuses, right?
Yeah. They unleashed the Cerberus team.
Which is the old K9 unit, and they get nibbled on, and
Yeah.
they lose a couple of guys.
Yeah.
And then they start breaking into the
Yeah, they
main
make it
umbrella
into
facility
the vent facility place. They break into the ventilation stuff because they run into that fan.
where the impressive body shop girl gets sucked into and turned into fucking paste.
Yeah.
In slow mo with this fucking dramatic music playing when you don't give a fuck about anybody in this movie at this point.
Yeah.
And she gets blended up real quick. NutriBullet.
Yeah. And for context, the Red Queen, which is the AI, is now trying to help Alice, but still has to obey Wesker, who's in charge of defending the facility. So the Red Queen is like turning off the fan, and Wesker's like, turn back on the fan, reverse. And she's like, oh, darn.
Oh, golly gee williker shucks. And then,
Yeah.
yeah. Forgot about that stupid whole thing because now Alice is trying to work. Whatever. Okay, and then they end up crawling through some air ducts, and one guy gets fucking dropped to fucking the bottom of an air duct, like a fucking air shaft thing, and then he's hanging by his fingers, and then the thing starts shutting and crushes his fingers, and he falls to his death.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, that guy ate it really hard, poor guy. Okay. And then I guess they get split up in like the air vents that they're crawling through or some
Yeah,
shit.
it starts dropping them in
Oh yeah,
random
because
spots.
Claire gets dropped into like the little fucking. It's almost like a pet shop, like acrylic, like container things. They're just like they keep being dropped into. It's like, oh no, I've been captured. Yeah, I forgot about that. And then Alice, does she pull out what gun does she pull out to kill the liquor thing that's attacking her? She can't pull out the quarter shotgun again, does she?
No, I think she just has dual pistols and then she
Is that what it
unloads into
is?
its skull.
Yeah. Okay, so some fucking monster Mick thing's chasing her. She kills it. Where the fuck does the movie go from here? Does she finally get to? Is this where she just ends up getting to the final room?
Yeah,
Or
so Claire's boyfriend meets up with Alice somehow.
Mhm.
He like shows up behind her. He's like, "Whoa!" And she's like, "What the fuck?" So he helps her get to the control room, where she meets. Oh, Wesker at this time has been like, ah, shit, they're in the facility, they're out, they're coming here. Wake up wake up the people, which is the
Mhm.
board members of Umbrella. So the doctor wakes up.
Dr.
Who,
Isaacs, the actual original, wakes up and is like, why the fuck am I awake?
yeah, and then a mysterious old wheelchair bound woman who you don't see the face of, um, comes rolling out too. And so they make it into the control room, or I guess the main room or whatever.
You know, it's like the main like board like office space of this facility.
Yeah, where everything kind of is coming together as the climax of
And
the.
it's revealed that everything was put in motion by Umbrella to cleanse the earth because they're like fundamental, like everyone believes in the Bible, like verbatim. I forgot what those kind of people are called. I think it's fundamentalists or something. And they want to cleanse the earth and restart over again because they are the people who should inherit the earth, and we need to cleanse the rest of the world. And this everything Umbrella is and their whole motivation was literally just based on crazy Bible people.
Yeah. And then you find out that, oh my god, it's such a stupid twist. That the old woman is the original Alice, who the Red Queen is based off of, because she was scanned when Alice was young, and then this
Who
is
is the daughter of the main Umbrella
the guy.
guy who got killed by a bag.
Yeah. And then Alice is the clone of this woman who has been through all of this shit and was made, specifically made, or not made, I don't know if she said specifically made, but like she's here to stop you, basically, is kind of what it is. Oh, it's so stupid.
They retcon the second movie just to have this dumb like reveal twist thing. It's so has there ever been like a series that had a retcon that just ignored the previous films and just kind of made up its own?
I feel like there must be, but this is probably the one where they like waited
The
till the
most
end to retcon everything.
the most egregious version of it I think I have literally ever seen. It
It's pretty bad.
and discombobulate.
Discombobulate.
So the main Umbrella, so the real Dr. Isaacs who comes out of the cryo sleep, what has like a implant or like contacts or something that allows him to see like threat percentage
He
analysis of his environment of what could possibly hurt him and allow him to perfectly react to things happening.
he's basically a cyborg, essentially.
So stupid.
No, well,
It,
I mean that's stupid, but I don't even know if this is stupider part. Wesker is holding Claire at gunpoint. Um
I
and
forgot about it.
the wheelchair lady says something. Oh, she's like, Wesker, you're an employee of Umbrella, you could listen to me or whatever, something like that. And he's like, yeah, I could, but I'm not going to. And she's like, well, you're fired. And because Wesker is pointing a gun, the Red Queen goes, oh, that guy is fired, he's no longer an employee, I don't have to protect him anymore, I can kill him. And so she closes a steel door next to
Oh, that's
him, which he kind of barely leaps out of the way, and it crushes his foot and like clean slices off at the ankle his foot. Now, if you've been following the whole movie series, including the last one, Wesker has super speed, can dodge bullets, and regeneration that can make it so that he can survive a nuclear implosion bomb, and a door
Door.
kills
Chops
him.
him.
It chops off his foot. He's completely useless. He doesn't even try anymore.
No,
And
he's depressed.
yeah.
That door chopped off his foot, and he just laid there, and he's like, "I'm unemployed now."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, what is this feeling?" And the lady's like, "You're dying, Wesker." And he's like, "Oh." And he just kind of like
He
fucking
just
passes
lays
out.
there. He just
It's like,
lays there, and
what the fuck?
it's like yeah, because the whole thing is like Wesker, especially see him in Resident Evil 5. Like he's having to continually inject himself to keep the virus at bay because he's losing control of it. Like he can't, maintain control and whatnot. So I don't know. It was just such a like. It's like they were just like, okay, we just gotta wrap this up and put him on the floor, and that's how they take care of Wesker. And then Alice proceeds to have a dumb fight with the original Dr. Isaacs as he's no him her and Claire, right? Because he's
Yeah.
fighting both at the same time until they get to the laser hallway from the first movie. And then Claire is like what injured or something, so she sits at the desk outside of the laser hallway as Alice fights Dr. Isaacs, and then tricks him and puts a grenade in his pocket,
Yeah.
and then it blows up, and he gets wobbly legs and falls over.
Yeah.
And that's not even the end of him because she makes it up to the surface, and then the clone of Dr. Isaacs with one hand with the battle tank shows up, right?
Yep. With his army of little zombies.
And then fucking the original Dr. Isaacs survives the fucking grenade to the side, makes it up to the surface, right? And
Yeah.
the clone's like, "Who are you?" And Dr. Isaacs, "I'm you, you idiot."
And then proceeds to the clone goes, "No!" and just proceeds to stab him to death.
And I
And
guess his eyes can't perceive himself as a threat because it's him. So I guess that's why his eye percentage bullshit doesn't allow him to like counter what the clone's about to do because technically it's him. No! I'm you, you idiot. And at least he sold that line. It really made me giggle.
Yeah.
And then Al's fucking the umbrella facility explodes, right?
Yeah, the explosive facility is exploding from the old Alice triggering it. And then the
Yeah.
above ground Alice is being swarmed by all of the zombies.
She's
And
about
so
to be, but she
yeah.
drops the cure, and the zombies fall over like dominoes. And the whole thing is like, oh, she feels Alice is infected. So clone Alice, the one we've been following these entire movies, is infected with the virus. So the old wheelchair lady, who's the original, says, "You're gonna die if you do this." And she's like, "I know, I have to sacrifice myself to save the world." But she doesn't end up dying when she does this. And it's some dumb reason that's like, oh, the original Alice needed to make sure that you would do this selflessly for whatever reason. Here's all these memories that she had of her life that you can now have because you don't have any actual memories.
It's her
So,
final gift.
and then the movie ends, right? As
Yeah.
she's driving away, and one of those fucking StarCraft fucking monculus fucking flying zombie monster things is flying after her, but she's like, "There's still a lot of work to do," and then it cuts.
Yeah.
So I think we're in agreement that Afterlife is probably better than this, right? Or would you do this?
Man.
I just think the retcon and everything is so just. At least this stupid fucking movie like followed what everything else had put up before it.
Yeah, like they do Wesker so dirty. The constant everybody's a clone, the massive retcon. Yeah, I would agree it's probably the worst of them. And like so far the fight scenes were very zoomed out and you could tell what was going on in the fight in like all of the movies, and then it hits the last one and like the cameras are just super close. You can't tell what's going on. There's so many cuts. Like the just the choreograph, or just gets worse in
Choreography,
this
yeah.
movie. Choreograph, oh yeah, what you said, it's
Yeah,
worse
that
in this
one.
movie compared to all the other ones, which is weird because it's the last one.
And the CG gets worse.
Yeah, somehow it gets
The
worse.
monsters and stuff look worse. I mean, granted, they got two giant dudes to play the baghead guys from Retribution, that Ada and Alice fight. Those are actors. Big, huge actor dudes who they put giant suits on, but they're tall. But somehow the monsters in this just look even more fake. It's kind of just a word. Well, yeah, I think this is the definitive Resident Evil cinematic Milla Jovovich verse uh, tier list of movies, I think. Meshi, I'm glad we went on this journey. I didn't expect this to go on for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, it's a lot to say.
I know. I just thought I thought it was gonna be like 5 minutes per movie of just kind of like recounting it. How do we feel about it? And then I thought this was gonna be over in like 20 minutes. But we somehow, well, we talk about stuff. Well,
Yeah, we
we keep getting reminded of the stupid things that actually happen in these movies. Um, I just wanted some side content stuff to put up on the First and 50 podcast channel to make a dub like a thumbnail for, and I think this could be fun because I mean that's where we talk about most movies and stuff. But
yeah.
anyways, I had fun even though these movies were kind of painful to watch. I think we watch the last three in a row, or was it just the last two
I think
back
the
to
last
back?
two we watched, because we kind of went two. I think we went three and then two and then two. Oh no, that's not enough. I know we watched two in a row. I think the last two we watched in a row.
It's
It
all
was
a
a fever
fever
dream.
dream, and I think we lost brain cells while watching it.
So many brain cells.
We did it though. You and me, Meshi, we made it through Resident Evil. We might have to do this. You know what? I mean, it won't be. We're gonna watch the Silent Hill movie. I know we're going to. I mean, we've seen the first one, but
Yeah.
you haven't seen Revelations, and I haven't seen the new one, and you haven't seen the new one yet, have you?
No, I'm looking forward to it.
No.
I'm looking forward to just the pure anger that is going to come out of you watching this movie.
Because it's not out yet. It's just in theaters, right?
Yeah, it's just in theaters right now.
Okay, so all right. My question to you is because it's still in theaters. Do you want to go like? How much of my Silent Hill 2 playthrough did you actually see?
Um, oh man, the one with Royan or the one that you did yourself?
The original by myself.
I'm pretty sure I watched most of it because I remember the ending and you talking about it, and I remember the start. I remember bits and pieces in the girl. Yeah, I've definitely caught at least 75% of that, including the beginning and the ending.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff I didn't go into that in that one. So how much of the one did Roy did you catch?
That one, that's a really good question because every time I would tune in, you seemed to be in the same spot, but that was like 2 hours ago when so I don't know. I
Shout out to you, Ryan. So my question is, do you want to watch me go through remake and spoon feed you everything so you understand why I'm going to be screaming at the new movie?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Okay. So look forward to that on my B Scum channel. I'm gonna play through remake, and I'm gonna break stuff down for Meshi that I didn't really break down in my original playthrough because I didn't want to spoil anything. But we're just gonna go full on spoilers and break down little everything that I tried to everything I tried to lead Roy into that he just and then it all culminated in that one moment where I broke his brain for a while. Hey, you're not dumb. I just care too much. All right, goodbye, YouTube.
Goodbye.